All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Kelly Vincent. We are going to talk about being congruent today. I think it's something that everyone struggles with. The best example that I could give of being congruent is of how I would say people aren't congruent. I think because we can identify with not being congruent with, and to me, it's being who you say you are all the time and doing what you say you're going to do consistently. To me, that's being congruent. Being and doing where the audio matches the video, right? And we all know people where we've seen the video, but man, the audio, the very first audio we got was way different than what the video said, right? So we all know that. Like, let's talk about ourselves, right? It's the beginning of the new year. Raise your hand if you said this year is gonna be different. All right, just that one statement. All right, come on. I know a couple people, if you just thought it, this year is gonna be different. Now, did you say that last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that, right? And like, what did you do that made it different? Or was that just a statement, right, that you just make at the beginning of each year that you're really not going to follow through on, but it like sounds good. It's like everybody else is saying it, hey, by the way, at the beginning of the year, you say a bunch of stuff that you don't mean, and you do zero to about it. And then you wonder, how come nothing changed, right? Kind of like politicians, right? We just went through a big old election, right? And you hear all these politicians making all these promises, right? I promise I'm going to do this. I promise I'll do that. I mean, before they even open their mouth, we already have a conversation going on that goes something like, pretty much whatever they say is the opposite. It's opposite day of whatever they're saying, right? Before they even open their mouths, right? Because we've consistently seen what, right? The audio not matching the video. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. 2 or 4 years later, nothing happened, right? Nothing changed, except taxes went up, and, they didn't promise us that, right? But that happened. So people, here's the one thing I know about being congruent. If you're somebody who's congruent, I will follow you, because it's very difficult. It is a difficult thing to do. So don't be upset. I'd say let yourself off the hook a little bit, because it's something that just about, I think 100% of people are guilty of, is saying one thing and doing another, right? So we've done that. We've done it to ourselves. We've done it to our friends. We've done it to our family around us. And by the way, hopefully, I think my co-host Pam is letting people in, because I only got one hand and I can't do this with the mouse, and I can't even navigate it with my left hand right now. So thanks for doing that. So, here's what would be different if we were really congruent. All right, so first of all, I would be in an inquiry about that, because it's something that really, I would say, most people don't focus on. They don't wake up going, how could I be more congruent today? It's not like the first thought, right? But if we work on it and we define it for ourselves, more and more each day, then we could get, I'd say, close the gap, where the audio and the video is more like watching, one of those old martial arts movies where, hey, like that, you're getting closer, right? At least you're in the same scene. You're right. Your lips are not moving to the words, but you're getting closer, right? Because we've all seen one of those films, right, where they're talking and you're not hearing nothing, and you see they're acting, they're doing something, but you're waiting for oh, well, what's going on? Is it going to sync up, right? When's it going to sync up? When are they going to say and act out at the same time so I can get it? right? Because when we don't do that, what we're doing is we're confusing everyone. Like literally everyone around us is confused because everyone around us has heard us say more than once, this time it's going to be different. This year is going to be different from last year. And, this week is going to be different because, whatever it is, and then it's not. So what we're doing is we're convincing people to not listen to anything we say because our words are obviously not powerful enough to be carried out into actions. They're just words, and people is like, okay, I hear words all day long. But when you see somebody, right, really see somebody who says, this is going to happen no matter what. And when they say no matter what, they mean no matter what. Like they'd probably be dead is the only reason it's not going to happen, right? Because if that was somebody that you heard, would you follow that person? I would, because you don't find those people too often. That not a single thing's going to get in the way of doing what they said they were going to do. It's a rarity, unfortunately. But man, try it on this year and watch how many people will follow you. You might even find yourself following yourself and being surprised. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm amazed myself. Normally I would do this. Normally I would say, I'm going to make big things happen and then sabotage and self-destruct it all the way down to where nothing happens at the end of the year. And then I get to celebrate being right about what a crappy year I had. But guess what? Next year, it's going to be different, right? We do that over and over. I know you're laughing because I laugh too. We do this like, it's like this vicious circle, right? We're going to say this, we're going to do nothing about it. And we're going to say a little bit more. We're going to try, think about doing something. We're going to get, nope, we're going to sabotage it up. We're going to say it again. Oh, here we go. And it's like, we keep doing that. And it's like, if you want to forget that and just strike a new path for real, it's going to be a struggle because you're not accustomed, most of us aren't, to saying something and absolutely doing everything it takes to follow through with whatever those words were, no matter what. And I would just suggest try it out on little things, right? Just start small, right? Baby steps, right? And then you work to bigger ones. But the thing is when you're doing these baby steps, you're getting wins. People see you win, right? People are going to notice, wow, before they said something, I wouldn't listen. And now I could tell they're up to big things or something's changed. And perhaps maybe I should listen, but listen, it's going to not be easy to convince people around you. They know you for seeing you consistently do something over a long period of time, say you're going to do something and not mean it because you do nothing about it. And then you just keep repeating that over and over. So just so you know, don't expect people to jump on your train. In fact, they're going to test it. They're going to say, oh, that stuff doesn't work. Oh, I heard somebody did that. Oh, that never works, right? Oh, I know somebody tried that once and their friend did too, didn't work, right? They'll say stuff like that because they're testing you, right? They're just testing you to see if you really mean what you say, right? They call that network marketing. It's the biggest test of all, right? Is to say you're going to do something and then follow through with it. And you get tested all the time, right? People are going to push back against you, right? And say all these things. And guess what? You'll find in meat eventually, if you stick with it, that, wow, it does work. That people are wildly successful. And I can be too. Because once you get past all this testing phase, right? Which is you put that there, right? You put that there because you in the past said you were going to do something and didn't do it. That's why people are questioning you. We've all done it, right? Because I've never really met anybody in this industry that it's like their very first company, right? And I even joke, I'm like, those, like when you join like those other 50 companies before you got here and everybody laughs, right? Everybody's laughing. They're like, oh, not 50, but more like 28. right? Because not me, but we all do it. So to me, I just like to acknowledge right here what's on the table, which is people literally will flock to you when you're congruent, because they're starving to follow anybody that does and acts at the same time, right? Where the lips, right? The words are coming out, and the lips are moving, and the whole scene's the same, appropriate for the words, everything. People are dying for that because they're not seeing it hardly at all, right? They're being fooled and tricked, and they don't even know which way is up. But when they find somebody, right, who will lead them, right, like Braveheart, let me lead you to freedom, right? Isn't that why we're all here? To be led to freedom? I mean, you could call it money, you could call it time, you could call it whatever it is. To me, at the end of the day, it's called freedom, right? And if we're leading people to freedom, you have to lead, right? And I didn't see Mel Gibson or Braveheart in the very back of that whole clan. I saw him out in the very front, right? Yelling words, saying things, provoking whatever, and then following through. That's being congruent. And guess what? Everybody would follow that guy to their death. And they would to you too. And maybe not to their death. All right, just an example. But I promise you, if what it is you're looking for is to build an army of people that are making a huge difference, be congruent.